Hey guys, it's Carlos from Immortals Inc. podcast again. Got Mikey on the keyboard.
What is up,
Do you like the keyboard reference?
Yeah, I mean,
Or is it the
you've been using
slider?
I mean, you could just say keys. You got them on the pads. Got them
I
on
don't
the.
know. Do you actually use any of those buttons over there?
No, I just slide these up and down. Pretty useless. I could do this one. One of these is like a clapping effect. I don't know.
Or are you just pushing buttons that are not going to show up on
I'm
it?
pretty sure this one blows up the shop.
Well, save that for later. So, hey, if you like our content, take a moment to subscribe to us on YouTube. It helps us, helps you, and helps us help him.
Helps me. Yep.
Helps all of us. But
Helps your neighbor.
hit the bell, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hey, today I'm going to talk about
The biggest verses of all time.
well, I wouldn't call it verses, but
I know. I'll try to make it sound like a Godzilla Kong reference, but it's just not.
I was laughing because I was doing a little research about the different games we carry, because here at Immortals Inc. we carry everything. You know,
We do carry a
I
lot.
try to, all role playing games, miniature games, paints, hobbies. We kind of try to be we cover all hobby spectrums. Like if you like board games, we have it. If you like miniature games, we have it. If you like role playing games, we have it.
If you like wands, we have
If you
wands.
like wands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, magical wands.
Yeah.
They're not actually magical, by the way. I don't know.
You can't say that on here.
I can't. Well, they're not. They're just really, they're handmade
You can't
wands.
say that.
But one thing I've been researching, because I think D&D, like I'm trying to build our GW community, like Games Workshop products, line of products.
Which we have events for GW Thursdays,
every-
Fridays.
Every Thursday is Warhammer 40K night. Mondays is any all-day tables available for any GW game. And then Age of Sigmar is Friday nights, along with Middle-earth fantasy battles. But I was researching it more, and I found, and this is going to be another opinion, it's not any facts or anything like that. So
His
don't get it.
opinion.
My opinion, I find that there is a lot of controversy, or at least a lot of back and forth talk about, like say D&D, and a lot of the role-playing games. And it's like it's going through changes, or it's going through what you would consider
Evolution.
evolution. And I think they're trying to find a direction. And I think sometimes, and not everybody, some people like that, some people like change, some, you'll pick what you want. I don't care. But what makes me laugh is like Games Workshop is like their products are all combat all the time. They apologize for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And in my own opinion, I like that, and it makes me laugh, because the only controversy they had recently was when they made it so you couldn't make content. And I don't want to go into that whole thing, but basically they said all our content belongs to us. Our what's that called? Your IP or whatever. Yeah. And that's our stuff. Like we invented this whole background. We wrote these stories. We did all these miniatures. So like we allowed it to, people could make content for it. But now we don't, so they're not allowed to make content. And I'm sure they have some rule where they can only make so much. And if you make so much money, they can tell you to stop or
Terminate you.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. But then, they went out and hired the best guys that did it. Hey, you want to come work for us?
Yeah.
Okay, And I don't care what you say. If you ever watch the cinematics, have you watched any of the cinematics from Games Workshop when they release new products?
Now get this. I haven't.
I'm going to send you the latest one, which made me buy the Horus Heresy, which is it's basically the civil war between Space Marines, basically the Emperor, where Chaos tried to take over.
We have a video on that.
Oh yeah, we do. So, they have a cinematic trailer, which we'll link in the bio, and I'll send you, and you should watch it. Watching that made me want to play the game. But all their cinematic trailers are good stuff. They're very
like high budget, like cinematic trailers.
Yeah, they're all like movie quality.
Their Christmas one was good, like the WOG.
Oh yeah, that was humorous.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, but their serious stuff makes you go oof.
Yeah.
And it shows how bad this future is, or how bad these wars are, how bad these Space Marines are, how evil these Necrons are.
Play a 40K video game, guys, if you want to see how bad it is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, gosh.
But yeah, watch any of their stuff. It's just unapologetically great. It's like, but beyond all that, it has a huge, rich they have a huge background. I would equate it to, I've always equated it to Star Wars, but in a dark universe.
Yeah.
They have, you're talking millions of planets, you're talking billions of stories. You could tell any of these stories, and then off the main stories, hey, you got to go fight orcs, you got to do this. There's a big wars going on between chaos and all the things that happen in this universe. But then there's so many smaller stories that I didn't even realize until I started researching it. Like, there are literally Cthulhu type beings that exist within the 40K universe. There are. Well, like, I would equate it to Cthulhu because you know what it is. But these horrors that, like, they might be a one-off story or something that happened. They're like, they're fighting like galactic wars to save humanity. In the meantime, some crazy monster shows up where they're like, what was that?
Yeah.
And they tell these stories. And then there's that. And then there's even like, I didn't think there was humor or fun or levity.
Smiling.
Yeah, levity in that universe. But there's a whole series of books or a character. He's a commissaire from if you don't know what that is, it's like the guy who basically goes around in the Imperial Guard, the human armies, and tells them to fight, or he shoots them, if they try to run away. They're just the evil guys who just nobody likes. But this guy, there's a whole character based around this one character that he's kind of a goof, and he's he's a good fighter, and it's, the stories are humorous. So I want to read those books. There's a lot of horror lines. They have their whole horror division, but if you like, I guess my point was, like, if you like D&D and you wanted to try something without so much controversy or change or problematic as we used before, try GW. I know that a couple of guys here, one of the other guys who works here, he plays the Warhammer Fantasy, the D&D. The Warhammer Fantasy RPG. And and it's pretty dark and relentless, and it's just classic. Go out, smash something.
We reviewed that too.
Yeah, so there's that. Oh, look at that game. There's a few. See, I like 40K role playing games. Kind of, I don't know. They're kind of weird. Like, I don't know if they can't keep up or the universe is too big.
Yeah.
And they can't just, there's not like with fantasy, it's always like one planet.
Yeah.
And then maybe you go to a different plane or existence where it's always one space and you can walk around. But then once you start talking about spacefaring races, like John talking about Starfinders, that fascinates me. But they also wrote a good story where they kept it, linear.
Yeah.
But it's still universe, it's still a big place. So it's hard to write for because there's too many directions, I guess. So, like, I guess that could be the true in 40K. And then also in 40K role playing, you're kind of limited. Like, there's no...
you know what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen. You got to go out for the mission. And it's at that point, you just start playing 40K,
Yeah.
And it's like, it could be cool, but it's almost like they have to develop... Like with the Star Wars role-playing game, which I'm hoping they re-release. I think they are re-releasing it because people are asking for it. I equated it to... I thought it was really good when I played it the first time because you didn't play the main characters. You just played some guy in that universe and you had an adventure. Okay, that kept it small. Like, if 40K could do that, like, hey, I'm just a guardsman, or hey, I'm just, maybe I'm not, maybe you're just a normal shopkeeper, or maybe you're just a guy on an assembly line, and all of a sudden something happens and you find yourself in an adventure working you up, and next thing you know, you're a space marine, which is...
Yep, that's what Star Trek did, the Star Trek RPG.
Did it?
Yeah, we reviewed it on this channel too.
Just a normal guy
you're a normal guy in the Star Trek universe, and then you do this whole adventure.
I think if I had, without like being in depth into the world, I think that might be critique, is because when you start that big, like I'm going to role play a space marine. I mean, where do you go? You just
there's no upbringing.
It's not like you can go home and throw your coat on a chair and sit down. And
you're already pieced together like a Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, and you're pretty much going to work every day, just killing things. So that being said, if you really wanted to get into another universe, or try GW, try Games Workshop products. Try their books, try their games, anything. I know a lot of companies have like a license from GW to run. Like I said, the Warhammer Fantasy. If you like D&D, but you're getting a little tired of the back and forth of it all, and like what's this and what's that, and controversies or problems that aren't related to rules, try Warhammer Fantasy. It's pretty straightforward. That's another one. What did you say? Starfinders would be another one.
Star Trek. Yeah,
Star Trek would be another one. I mean, I know that's I'm trying to think of fantasy.
Yeah.
What was that one with the deer nipples?
What was that one? What was Deer Nipples?
It's probably this great role-playing game, and RuneQuest.
Yes.
RuneQuest.
Yes.
Yes.
Blinded by deer nips. It's crazy.
That's all I could think of. But there's a lot of other games you can play that aren't, they don't have these issues.
Yeah.
And and I love D&D. Don't get me wrong. I grew up with it. I love it. I want to play it anytime I get a chance. And I just don't like the nonsense coming with it right now. So maybe take a break. It's not bad to take a break. Try something
Games
else.
Workshop is a good break.
Yeah, it is. That'll take you right into nothingness. But
Might darken your character a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a darker universe. I guess that's also where I was going.
You need a support system if you're going to play by yourself.
Yeah, because there's a lot of part of being D&D and going against things is you have to have an adversary, like something evil. What am I fighting against? If it's just some guy who littered, then all right, whatever. And then all of a sudden,
destroy him.
Yeah, but if you got some guy committing genocide over there, hey, maybe we should stop that guy.
Yeah, maybe we should march our army over there.
Yeah, maybe we should go see what that guy's doing. Yeah. Or even like the classic adventures where, people go missing or kids go. Those are villains, and you get there, you're like, oh my God, this is terrible. We got to stop this. Yeah. Then you have to fight against it. But if you don't really have an adversary, then what's the point?
True.
But that's just, once again, my opinion.
His opinion.
But I just wanted to say that because I was reviewing, only because I was researching GW a little more, or like getting into the universe to say, okay, what do I need to carry? How can I draw more customers and everything like that? And I was like, I knew it was deep, but I'm like, pleasantly surprised about some stuff. Like there's literally channels dedicated to just talking about certain little things. Like you and Matt started doing like Skaven and whatever.
Yeah.
These guys just like the weirdness of the whole universe where it just grows. And how Star Wars, every character has a backstory now, and no matter who it was, some guy walking in the back carrying a cable. Yeah, that guy's got a whole story.
He's got a whole encyclopedia page.
That's kind of what GW's doing.
Yeah.
Really dark. Really, really dark. Not so much dark.
Have they made a 40K movie, like a Space Marine movie?
They made some cinematic movies, but nothing.
But nothing like a real blockbuster movie?
No.
Get the right director, I think it could be something big.
Who's that guy who left The Witcher?
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he's supposed to be working on.
That'd be great because I know he plays.
He plays, and that's another thing. Like you said, like we did another video. I don't know what one came out first, this one or that one, but where the D&D, where the movie, the actors play D&D, or like an actor that does something that it's supposed to. Like,
that video's up.
Yeah, so that guy, Harvey Keitel.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Harvey Keitel's a totally like old actor, but anyway, whatever, the one you said is right.
Yeah.
So he plays the game and he likes it, and hopefully he does something good. Hopefully we see something from that.
Yeah.
But
it would have to be rated R if they try and make it PG-13.
Obviously, yeah, no,
absolutely doomed.
No.
You never know. You never know nowadays.
It has to be done right.
That would be.
You could do something that was like not so, it'd be a story, but the subject matter alone. You're fighting.
No, dude.
You're fighting demons, and then some of those demons are just out of control.
Yeah, first 3 sentences of the plot has to have profanity or some darkness to it. So,
there is only war. That's pretty much the whole 40K. Okay, well.
One thing I've learned being here is that it's darkness over on the 40K side.
Oh, yeah.
Not one ray of sunshine.
And then and then most guys that like are into it have that weird sense of humor, like that dark sense of humor, which of course I like. So
yeah, it's pretty dark. That's another podcast.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's our opinion. We just thought maybe if you're getting a little tired of D&D and whatever's going on, or you just want something different, give GW a check.
Give GW a call.
Well, probably don't
call him. Yeah.
Just stop here. Check out what we got.
Yeah, actually, everything's below. Click that link. It shows our store, all the GW products we have.
All right. Till next time.
Bye-bye.